In this video, I'm going to be talking about the exact offer that I would use personally if I was to restart my agency that I'm going to give to you if you're below $5,000 a month. This will massively change your agency if you internalize this document. I spent 3 hours today making it. It's about 5 pages long, and it's a lot of value for you. So if you don't know me, I'm Joe. Scaled my agency to $40,000 a month this year, and now I want to scale yours up as well. So by far, the best offer you can create as a beginner is a performance offer. So let me tell you a quick story when I started my agency. I was in the gym niche and I decided everybody else is doing something $1,000 at least up front. Why shouldn't I too? So I put my setup fee here to about $750 starting off, and I couldn't close clients. Like 30 sales calls in. I'm like, why can't I close clients? And I realized I shouldn't have been doing a $750 setup fee. So that's why, by far, you should not be doing a $1,000 setup fee up front or thousands of dollars up front for something you can't deliver on. Right? So what I recommend for you to do is do something as a setup fee, $0 to $300, and I'll explain why. It incentivizes you to deliver. And that might seem insane. Why don't I get thousands of dollars up front? And in reality, you probably don't know how to deliver results yet. And that is the truth of the matter, where you need to learn how to deliver results. So a higher setup fee, there's some pros to it, right? So it shows more commitment, right? So obviously, if they pay more upfront, they're going to be more committed to the service. They're more likely to follow through, following up the leads and all that good stuff. And as well, it's an extra benefit where you can pay your software costs. You can actually get some money upfront for you to pay down some of the things you have to pay every month. There is also some cons to it, where it usually needs more selling, a skill that you actually need to build because you probably don't know how to sell yet. You probably have only taken a few sales calls, if not none, and you're still learning how to book appointments. So if you're trying to sell something for thousands of dollars up front and you've never closed a sale before, it's unlikely that you do. And the first client I closed was in the gym niche, and I priced it $750, and then I had to incentive-based price it all the way down to something like $300. And if I was smart and go back and tell myself something, it would be just start with the $300. And you're probably wondering, well, how the hell do we make money? I'll get into it in a second. Just give me 5 minutes. So something between $0 to $500 as a beginner, striking the balance between some commitment and the ease of sale, because we want to get clients in the door to learn how to deliver, and as well, we want some commitment on their end. And you are in the season of learning and not earning as a beginner. People want to enter the season of earning when they have zero value to provide to anybody. They never ran ads before, they never create content before, and as a result, when they charge thousands of dollars up front for your service, they get scammed. Because the things you promised, the expectations you set for your agency, you're not going to deliver on because you're still learning. You still have to set up the systems. You have to iterate. You have to see a winning ad. So I recommend the setup fee to be very, very low. And not many people recommend this, but I do. And the reason for that is because you need to learn the service. If you're doing it ethically, which I highly recommend you do, please, you're going to build the testimonials by yourself. You're going to provide amazing value to the first few clients. Quick tip, if you're starting off with a $0 setup fee, I recommend putting some repercussion in the contract, or if they don't follow through with it, there's an X fee charge, or the guarantee won't be in place, or there's an X repercussion. All you do is get DocuSign, you forge up a contract, and literally put in the contract where if X client doesn't follow through with leads, if X client doesn't respond, if X client does not check in on time, does not text me back, there's a repercussion. And as well, just a quick note, you probably will not be actually doing the repercussion as well. You're not going to sue them if you're not building an agency yet. It's just something in the contract for them to be committed. It's just something where, like, they're a responsible business owner and they're going to go, oh, this guy doesn't want me doing this because this is going to happen. It's more resistance to not dropping out of the program. If you're doing a $0 setup fee, that's what I recommend to do. Put something in the contract. So now we have to shift towards the performance side, because you're like, Joe, how am I making money? This is how you're going to make money. This is how you're going to get paid for the value you provide. It's going to be on a performance offer, right? So there's going to be 3 types of deliverables for your clients. So every single niche, every single client is going to have a very similar process. It is going from lead to an appointment to a deal. Very simple stuff. Leads are the least intentful. Leads is you're swiping on Facebook and you see this Facebook ad and you put in your information. A lot of leads do not follow through. That's just the truth of the matter. If you're running Facebook ads for yourself, if you're running Facebook ads for your clients, there's going to be people that are on Facebook and just opt into something because it looks cool and forget about it and don't care about it. Those are just garbage leads. And you're going to get those all the time. No matter what you're delivering, there's going to be people on Google, there's going to be people on Facebook that opt into things and don't follow through. So they are the least intentful people. Next stage is going to be appointments. I'll get into why this stuff matters in a second. Just give me 1 minute. Next is appointments where it's actual scheduled meetings with potential clients. So it's someone in the real estate niche who's trying to sell their house and books a meeting with a realtor. Someone, for you, if you're agency, someone gets on a cold call with you and books an appointment with you because they're more interested. That is a more intentful lead. That's the second step of the sales process. Third and last step is going to be the closed sales or signed contract. So the realtor goes to the house, the realtor runs through the sales script, runs through the nurturing, runs through the value and the homes in the area, etc., and eventually sells or buys a home. So this is the most intentful. You can apply these principles to any niche you would like. And you have to realize there's going to be some risk in this, and you have to understand the risk, and that's why I have these diagrams here. Leads, if you're charging, like we're talking about performance offer here, if you're charging per lead on your performance offer, it's going to be the most risky because, like I said, there's going to be people opting on Facebook ads all the time that aren't intentful. A lot of them won't convert, and that's the truth. The next step is a qualified lead. So it's someone who has gone to the appointment or is going to be qualified in a few months or, again, actually intentful. They're responding to the realtor. So it's a different category. It goes from lead, it's a garbage lead, to a qualified person who is looking to buy. Those are two different things. Next stage, it goes from qualified lead to an appointment. So again, the appointment's booked, there's a meetup, there's a phone call, etc. And then it goes deal. So more risk if you're charging per lead, less risk if you're charging per deal. So I did a little continuum here. And I put another diagram where it's the time for you to get paid as an agency owner. Again, it is going to be the complete inverse as this. It is going to be, you will get paid in less time if you're charging per lead, but again, it's more risk. It's a complete inverse thing. So you have to strike a balance between risk and risk on your end, where you're not getting paid for a while. That's why a lot of people charge per appointment here, because something right in the middle where you can book an appointment within the first few weeks of the service getting going, and the realtor or the landscaper or the solar panel installation person is going to be happy with the service, right? So it's something that's a happy middle, and that's why a lot of people go with it. In a second, I'm going to break down exactly how to run down these numbers. I want to quickly walk you through. Now we know the terms and all these things for actually structuring an offer. We need to know that. We need to know how to charge per deal now. Then after that, I'm going to go how to charge per appointment and per lead. But a deal is very important, and I did that starting off. I'd be, hey, look, when I bring a member to your gym, that's a deal, right? So it's the same thing. It's a deal. It's someone signing up to the gym. I'm going to take X percent. I'm going to take $20 on every sign up. For a real estate listing going through or a deal getting closed, I'm going to take $1,000. That's all the same thing. A deal is just them getting money from the service you're providing. So we actually need to calculate first, very, very important, how much profit they're actually going to make per deal that gets closed. Unbelievably important. And we need to calculate this because your clients might not even be making profits, and you might actually think they are. Because if you don't know the profit margins to your niche, you're going to calculate your offer off something completely wrong. It is going to be the revenue and not the profit of your niche. This is very different things. If you're charging, I do an example of this in a second, but if you're charging $2,000 for a deal, for a $5,000 deal, right, you're getting $2,000 of it, they're only making $3,000, they're making like no money with the advertising spend. They're making no money, right? So we need to calculate the profit. Let's do this now. But before, a North Star that you need to know about is you should be making your clients at least a 5x ROI on their ad spend and what they're paying you. So if they're paying you $2,000 a month, you should probably be making them $10,000 a month, right? So just simple thing, 5x, whatever you're spending, whatever they're paying you, and that should be the amount. That is a happy client. If you're making 5x, that is a happy client. If you're talking about raving customers, someone who's unbelievably happy with your service and wants to refer you to everybody in the niche, happy person all the time, that's going to be a 10 to 15x ROI, which is a return investment if you don't know. So that is just great grounding for you to base your offer off of, how to track things, what return investment. 5x should be the minimum, right? Let's do a 5K deal example of revenue, right? So this is what would happen if we're structuring our offer off the revenue. This is the problem here with it. The closed deal for revenue for the client's $5,000 as an example. Let's say they have 60% profit margins. They're going to make $3,000 off that 5K, which is very common, right? I'll talk about this in a second, but you can literally use ChatGPT to calculate the profit margin in every niche, and that's exactly what I would do if I was you, by the way. You can see the conversion rates, you can see the profit in every single niche. It's just a database is there. You can get averages from ChatGPT. That's just a big tip for you, by the way. So as an example, if we're calculating the offer off of revenue and they make 3K and we're taking 1,000 for every deal, right? They're only left with $2,000. So that 6K deal then just turned into $2,000. Plus they're spending about $1,000 almost a month if you're doing lead gen on advertising. So they're barely making $1,000 at the end of the day, right? And that's just being very conservative with the numbers in terms of advertising. So they're only making $1,000. That's just horrible, right? Like we should be getting even 5x. That's not 5x. This is why it's so important to run these numbers down by how much profit they're making and not revenue. Two different things completely. After everything, your client's barely making 1K from you a month after advertising spend. That's how a commission offer can massively backfire. So now what I want you to do, extremely beneficial, is calculate your client's profit for each deal. Whatever niche you're in, type into ChatGPT or do your niche research. By the way, this is why it's so unbelievably important for you to understand your niche in every single way. Like you should be deeply researching your niche. Very helpful. But go into ChatGPT and go like, how much profit is my client actually making at the end of the day? Is it 40%? Is it 60%? This can range for niche to niche, by the way, everybody. It can go like 30% to 80%. Like each niche has much different expenses, right? A real estate agent might have to buy decorations for the home and spend a lot of money on that before each open house. A solar panel installation company might have to pay its workers every time they go in. It's just very, very different stuff, guys, right? So what I want you to do is look at the profit. And if you want to do a charge per deal, or you want to charge per deal, which is the most safe option, and you want to do that, you want to either take 10 or 20%-ish around there if you're taking a percentage of the deal. This is very nice, by the way, if you have a high ticket niche. This is why high ticket niches are very nice. Landscaping, real estate, big ticket sizes, roofing. It's very beneficial because, again, if you're taking a percent, if a $16,000 deal you bring them, I know landscaping can range from 10 to 20K. So if you're taking 10 to 20% of that, that's each month. That's really good for a LTV of a client. It's very good each month for you to get some revenue in. And again, there's some people that go, why don't you charge $5,000 up front? I need money in the door. And I just want to maximize for profit. I don't care about client results. I'll figure it out. Those people don't realize that you can literally have a better offer and at the same time minimize the risk. You can get more clients in the door because of that, and you can make more money on the back end if your service is correct. And so many people don't want to get their service right. They don't want to get it streamlined as hell. And that's why they go for the pain avoidance thing and they charge $5,000 up front for their stuff. And I'm not saying advanced agencies can't do that, but as a beginner, you should not be doing that at all. You don't know how to sell, you don't have experience in delivering, you don't want to lie, you don't want to lie about testimonials. Don't do that. Save that for when you're advanced and can actually prove the testimonials. Like I got this guy X amount of things, X amount of revenue in X amount of days. So do it ethically. So back to the point. You do a percent profit on each deal, or what you can do is then calculate the average 10 to 20% off that deal and just make it a flat fee. So again, what you'll do is see the profit on average they make and take 20% of it, 10 to 20% of it, calculate that, and you can just put it in a fixed number, right? So on average, if you're getting $600 per deal closed on commission, then you can do a flat fee. The only disadvantage I see with that is that if you get a $18,000 ticket size deal one day and this person wants his whole backyard remodeled, removed, rebuilt, and it's just a massive ticket size, you're not claiming that commission that you would get off that. That's the only downside. But it's just easier for you to manage if you say, I got X amount of deals, I'm going to charge you this amount, right? So bit easier, some downsides to it. Both of them have downsides. It's up to you what you want to pick. So this right here per deal is going to be the safest option for you to actually leverage in terms of your client results. Next is the second option, which is charging per appointment. When you're charging per appointment, you then have to figure out the average conversion rate in your niche, going for a lead, to qualified lead, to an appointment, then to a deal. And guys, this might sound like boring business guru stuff that you are like, I'm too beginner to figure this stuff out. This is the foundation of your business. The same way you calculate your appointment booking rate, your close rate, and even more stuff for your agency itself, right? You have to do the exact same for your clients. Business is very similar business to business. There's always going to be leads. That is traffic coming in. That's how we make sales. There's going to be a sales process that takes them from a lead to an appointment, then an appointment to a sale. This stuff is very common in the same way you do the stuff for yourself and you do for your clients. Very, very important. So I've done some example numbers for you here. Example numbers. Let's say a lead goes to a qualified lead, and there's a 1 out of 3 chance that that happens. So 1 out of 3 goes to a qualified lead. Then a qualified lead has a 1 in 3 chance again. These are just example numbers, by the way, just making this stuff up. But you have to figure this out for your niche. Every niche is different. At the end of the video, I'm giving you 5 different niche examples here, so stay to the end for that. And then for an appointment to a deal close, it's going to be 1 in 5. So now we actually have numbers. We actually know what it's going to look like in terms of the commissions, in terms of the conversion rates, and that great stuff. With this in mind, we're now going to take the commission percentage that we calculated earlier and apply it to per deal and convert that into appointment-based offer conversion rates. So let's say a deal closed from before was $1,000. So we're making $1,000 off of a deal closed for the clients as an example. Let's say that 1 in 5 appointments close, right? So what's $1,000 divided by 5? $200 per appointment. So basically, you're taking the closed deal commission that you would get and just put it into an appointment stage, right? So then we now have a fixed value per an appointment that you're going to charge. Because again, we know that 1 in 5 are going to close, and we know that the average close is $1,000. So just convert that into an appointment conversion, right? The conversion rate is very important. Then if you're doing qualified lead or lead for this type of stuff, you're going to then convert that back again. Let's say, again, from before we said right here, a qualified lead to an appointment is a third. We're now going to do the same thing. A third chance is $66. Qualified lead, they're going to pay you $66. Then again, let's say 1 in 3 leads are a qualified lead that I just said right here. It's going to be $21. Right? So this is simple math, looks boring, very important. So now you can calculate how you're going to make your clients a 5x return guaranteed every single time. And you can just reverse engineer these numbers for any single niche and figure out an offer for every single niche. Cheat code, by the way, this is exactly what I do for every niche. I can ask people on the call, calculate this in my head, see the conversion rates, see how much money the deal size is, see the profit off this. I just do this all in my head. After doing this so many times, you can go into a niche and see their conversion rates. You can see the ticket size, the profit they're making, and just do this and automatically do it, right? So, again, not a shiny object, how to make 10K a month in 20 days, but this stuff will get you your first few clients. Minimal sales, right? You have minimal sales skills. You can get your first few clients from this stuff saying, hey, look, I have a setup fee that's low for this reason. I want to deliver a service and you can work one-on-one with me. I will work my ass off every single day until I fall asleep. You will have personal coaching for me all the time. You'll have my personal WhatsApp. I will be working for you all the time. And instead of working with this big company that is just going to hand you off to a VA in the Philippines, paying them $6 an hour, just trained on the onboarding process, that's just going to repeat exactly what we said in the sales call. I work with you personally until we figure this stuff out. And again, I'm not going to have this issue really for a while. But again, in a while, I'm going to have to hire a team too. And there's going to be an onboarding manager. And there's going to be a sales team. And there's going to be a guy doing my service delivery. You won't have this opportunity to work with me one-on-one. So this is the time to get in. Right? That's what I would say to my clients. This is the time to get in. And again, I have to deliver you a fantastic service because my reputation is on the line. I don't get paid until I deliver. So that's exactly what we do. You can 100% get to 10 grand a month within the first month or two if you genuinely have good service delivery. I've done videos on service delivery before. I just uploaded like an hour and 20-minute one, my last video, so check that out. So this also is good for you because it incentivizes you to perform and learn service delivery. Because if you're paying in full for a client and it's 5 grand, there's no performance, there's no incentive for you to actually perform and follow through what you're saying. Again, there's the incentive, which this guy's going to ask for a refund. But what if your whole income is tied to delivering your result? Then you're going to work hard. You are going to be enthusiastic all the time about delivering these people results because you're getting paid in proportion to the value you provide. So you have to learn that skill of service delivery. Unbelievably important. Again, one paradigm shift before we get to the fancy stuff and the numbers that you can take and just copy and paste these numbers into your niche. High upfront offers is another form of instant gratification as a beginner. Preface that as a beginner, since you're punishing your future self to deliver something that you've never done before. It also destroys your reputation when you scam your first few clients. Not recommended. Not recommended at all. So it is basically you taking that donut out of your cupboard right now and you gaining weight in the process because you wanted that donut. You want that money right now, but you don't care about that result. You just want that donut. You want that money. You want that $5,000 in your bank account. It's just the same thing as a beginner. If you're a big company and you have the testimonials, you have the social proof, you can charge that much because you 100% know that result comes every single time, guaranteed, right? Absolutely guaranteed. If you're a beginner, you don't know that result comes every single time, guaranteed. If you promise a real estate at 6 deals in 3 months and you never delivered a deal before, how the hell are you going to promise it, right? It's like, if you are going to do a guarantee, make it a low ball. Make it where they're at least going to make their money back. Know that guaranteed with this Facebook ad system, this Google ad system, I can at least get you this. But hey, look, we're going to work our ass off until we get it to you, right? Just really. I want you to shift your paradigm, everybody's doing the high upfront ticket offers, to something on performance where you actually get paid for the portion of the value you provide. Quick bonus. I track absolutely everything in a software called Go High Level. A lot of people ask me, how do I track leads? How do I know when to get paid? I have a whole system on the opportunities tab of Go High Level, which is the software. If you don't know it, you can free trial for it. It's just 14 days, something like that. But you're going to run your whole agency off of it. So I have absolutely everything tracked in my Go High Level with spreadsheets, automatically Zapiering things, the spreadsheets to track how much to charge per client each month. And I can just log into any client sub account and see these things. So we have a lead on triage. We're following up with them with SMS automations, email automations. We have a lead that wants to sell a home in 12 months. By the way, this is real estate. 6 months, 3 months, ASAP. We like the ASAP ones. It's good for both of us. We can see when the listing agreement signed, closed, and lost. And what you can do is, if you don't have a snapshot for your niche or something that you copy and paste for service delivery, just create this. It takes you 10 minutes. You can just create each step of the sales process in your niche to then see, I'm charging per appointment, right when this realtor, right when this landscaper, right when this solar panel person, roofer moves it to a appointment stage, that's when they're getting charged because they actually personally moved it there. And again, if you want to incentivize them to actually track their stuff in terms of the Go High Level, you're going to put a clause in the contract where it says they're going to track it, because how else do you know when you're getting paid? How else do you know that they're actually following through? It's going to be the contract, because again, if they don't follow through with the leads, if they don't follow up, if they don't call, if they don't track, the whole service is worthless. Because this is in their responsibility. This is completely in their hands to track all this stuff and to call them. Depends the type of agency. But for my stuff, if you're going to do what I'm doing, you need to really, really push them to track everything and clause it in the contract. I was getting off tangent, but let's do quickly before I end the video. I put 5 example niche offers. And again, at the top here, I put, if you want this doc, it's completely free. It's in the description. Just join this school group. It's no $10,000 course, by the way. You can just get this doc for free. So real estate agents, I did this for real estate, exactly what we just went through. For roofers, exactly what we just went through. Landscapers, exactly what we just went through. And what you'll do for your offer, I'm not going to pick your offer for you. Because if I gave you an offer, everybody's going to use it, and it's going to get saturated, and people are going to hear it all the time. If this video gets 5,000 views, there's going to be 10 people, 20 people in your niche using exact offer. So what I've done is essentially put options for you. So I put an example setup fee, and then I put choose if you want to charge per appointment, then choose if you want to charge for qualified lead, choose if you want to charge for a deal closed. Just again, pick a setup fee. I gave you the deal size. I gave you the profit margins. I gave you the profit per deal, the payouts to you, all these things for you just to go, yeah, well, let's do a $300 setup fee, and then per qualified lead, we'll do $33 per qualified lead. Good? That's your offer. That's your offer. Then again, for roofing, just literally go, yeah, okay, we'll do a $400 setup fee. I'm going to do a deal close, $720 per deal close. Or we'll do $48 per qualified lead. So you can just pick, right? You can pick the front end, which is the setup fee, and then just pick the performance side. Done. If you're not on this list I provided, because I just gave you 5 examples, just literally search these calculations up. Again, search up, what is the installation cost? What is the cost in the deal size of your niche? 15K on average, 20K on average. And then after that, you're going to see the profit margin. Each niche is always different. And then you could just reverse engineer the conversion rates, right? Again, I did these example conversion rates, but you're just going to see the conversion rates of your actual niche. And you're just going to literally put that in here, plug it in there, and do your calculations, and you'll have it. Should take you 5 minutes to do. If you don't know the numbers, use ChatGPT. Right? And you might be going, it's just a cop out to research a niche. ChatGPT has access to Google now, so they can see everything you're saying. It's just easily accessible for you to use. So I highly recommend that. I hope you enjoyed the video. I would like myself to see this when I was starting SMMA and my agency stuff as a beginner. It would have saved me 6 months of my time. If you enjoyed this and want the doc, just go in the description. It's free. And subscribe and like that would be fantastic. I'd really appreciate it. I'll see you later. I hope I helped you. Goodbye.